I'm not allowed to move this at all. I guess it doesn't fit. Anyway, good evening. I'd like to thank you for coming out to our spring concert with Phoenix Chorale and our a cappella group, Up From the Ashes. As you can see, we have many seniors. The seniors are the ones without robes. So if you ever wonder, oh, who's a senior? Well, you can look in the program and try and see it in the dark, or just look up and see how they're dressed. We will be starting off with the first two numbers are two pieces that we took to Ohio Music Educators adjudicated event, also known as contest, where we received an excellent rating. And I was hoping for that superior, but I think we got some judges that just didn't know what they were doing. They were young, and I think they were out there to prove something. A lot of people complained this year. They're like, I had one director said, we can only sing that good, and we got a 2. So I think we did much better, but those judges, I don't know. You know, I wasn't really impressed. So the first one will be Schlosha Devarim. It will be sung in Hebrew with our soloist, Tyler Buga. This mic stand's going to get me in trouble. Can I move it, James?
Yeah. Yes.
Am I going to hurt something if I do?
Just don't remove the mic.
I can move it, but not. Okay. If I do this, then I'll be fine. All right. Good. I can bend it too. Wow. Amazing technology we have nowadays. Our next song, Last Words of David, composed by Randall Thompson, Boston, Massachusetts native. Our very talented accompanist knew Mr. Thompson and her choirs that she taught outside of Boston for 38 years? 348 years. Her choir sang for his 80th birthday, and he passed away in 1984, and I think he was 88 at the time. So he is a composer that has done multiple things, a lot of great choral music. He's composed symphonies, Even done a little bit of background music for a couple plays I found out when I was doing some research, but he's more notably known for his choral arrangements. This next one, Last Words of David, taken from 2 Samuel, basically talking about those that rule over men must be just and fear God and those that are above, those that are doing the ruling. Last Words of David with a very difficult piano accompaniment, which you are about to hear, and I'll try not to go too fast so she doesn't have to improvise. I write a program and then I can't remember it. Spend 4 hours on something, you'd think I'd have this thing memorized by now. If you couldn't tell, not an exactly easy bit of music. Took a little bit of time, and then once it gelled, it's one of those rather impressive pieces. As I told him, it's a thing where the conductor gets to really exaggerate and hot dog a great deal, like surfers, where they can kind of say, ooh, I can just big gestures and everything, and everybody goes, ooh, it must be a great piece. It's a great piece regardless, even if I just did nothing extra. Our next person will be Emily Cole, who happens to be our resident page turner, but on top of being a resident page turner for our accompanist, she also can play the piano and sing as well. So she will be doing Human.
Okay, can you guys hear me? I'm really trying with this. give you all that I am. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. But I'm only human, and I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human, and I crash and I break down. Your words in my head, lies in my heart. You build me up and then I fall apart. 'Cause I'm only human. I can turn it on, being a good machine. I can hold the weight of worlds if that's what you need. Be your everything. I can do it. I can do it. I'll get through this. But I'm only human, and I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human, and I crash and I break down. Your words in my head, lies in my heart. You build me up and then I fall apart. 'Cause I'm only human. Ooh, I'm only human. I'm only human. Just a little human. I can take so much till I've had enough. 'Cause I'm only human, and I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human, and I crash and I break down. Words in my head, nails in my heart. You build me up and then I fall apart. 'Cause I'm only human. Ooh, only human. Ooh.
Sit down. I tell them they can sit down in between things. I think they were standing to applaud for Emily, because I think some of us have never heard Emily sing. We just see her, over in the alto section and turning pages and doing all that, and I just got hit with something. So next will be Mr. Tyler Buga, as you will see in the program. And obviously he's playing something with guitar. That's getting plugged in as we speak. So, I have to ask, is it running? It is, excellent. I was just making sure, because I tried to record some of my concerts, and the camera just decides, it's going to do what it wants. So one of our alumni was kind enough to press the button. I was just making sure that it worked, because I don't want to miss any more concerts, especially this one. All right, so next up, Mr. Tyler Buga.
From the sun, people get ready, 'cause here it comes, it's a light, a beautiful light, over the horizon, into your eyes. Oh my, how beautiful, oh my beautiful mother. She told me, son, in life you're gonna go far, share this view of the night, a glorious night. Over the horizon is another bright sky. Oh my, how beautiful. Oh my irrefutable Father. You told me, son, in life it may seem dark, but the absence of the light is a necessary part. Just know you're never alone. You can always come back home. Whoa, whoa, you can always come back. Every road is a slippery slope. There is always a hand you can hold on to. Looking deeper through the telescope, you can see the homes inside of you. Just know, wherever you go, you're never alone. You can always get back home. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 93 million miles from the sun. People get ready, 'cause here it comes. It's a light, a beautiful light, over the horizon into your eyes.
Uh-oh, this doesn't look good for me. Oh, I forgot something. I was told that we were going to have Kleenexes in this concert because no one's going to make it through this without a dry eye. Especially me. They probably have taken bets on when I get emotional. It's true. For those of you who've been with me through these 3 years, you know that I get a little emotional when I talk about things. This next piece, Seal Lullaby, done by Whitacre, very well-known now choral composer. Started out his first song that pretty much got him on the map was called Water Night, done back in the mid-90s. He's a UNLV graduate. He went to UNLV and didn't quite know what he wanted to do. And he thought, well, I'll just play in rock bands for the rest of my life, and that's how I'll make my living. Well, one of his friends convinced him to join the choir out at UNLV, and they sang the Mozart Requiem. He said that changed his life and realized, this is what I want to do. I want to write choral music. Started taking composition lessons, and he is basically turned into one of the powerhouses of American choral composers today. He now lives in Britain because he wanted to start a professional choir. And starting a paid professional group is not easy in this country anymore. A little bit easier over there. He has a touring choir of, I think it's 32 or 36. The closest they got to us was Philadelphia. If you ever want to hear them, just look up Whitacre singers, and most of their stuff is right there online. This particular piece has a story. Can I make it through it? Probably not. When I get to it, I'll let you read it. Actually, I'm not going to touch it. Actually, you have the words in the program, but the story I'll read right out from Whitacre's words. In the spring of 2004, I was lucky enough to have my show Paradise Lost. It was an opera he wrote, presented at the ASCAP Musical Theater Workshop. The workshop was the brainchild of legendary composer Stephen Schwartz. Wicked and Godspell are two of his biggest musicals. And his insights about the creative process were profoundly helpful. He became a great mentor and a friend to the show, and I am honored to say to me personally, Soon after the workshop, I received a call from a major film studio. Stephen had recommended me to them, and they wanted to know if I might be interested in writing music for an animated feature. I was incredibly excited, said yes, and took the meeting. The creative execs with whom I met explained that the studio heads had always wanted to make an epic adventure, a classic animated film based on Kipling's The Seal Lullaby. I always loved animation, the early Disney films, Looney Tunes, everything Pixar makes, and I couldn't believe that I might get a chance to work in that grand tradition on such great material. The Seal Lullaby is a beautiful story, classic Kipling, dark and rich, and not at all condescending to kids. I'm going to let Emily read the words, by the way. Best of all, Kipling begins his tale with a mother seal singing to her pup.
Oh, hush thee, my baby, the night is behind us, and black are the waters that sparkled so green. The moon o'er the cumbers look down toward to find us, at rest in the hollows that rustle between. Where billow meets billow, then soft be thy pillow, a weary flipperling, curl at thy ease. The storm shall not wake thee, nor shark overtake thee, asleep in the arms of the slow swinging seas.
And the story goes on. While I was struck so deeply by those first beautiful words, and sweet, simple Disney-esque song just came gushing out of me. I wrote it down as quickly as I could and had my wife record it while I accompanied her at the piano and then dropped it off at the film studio. I didn't hear anything for weeks and weeks, and then I began to despair. Did they hate it? Was it too melodically complex? Did they even listen to it? Finally, I called them, begging to know the reason that they had rejected my tender little song. Oh, said the exec, we decided to make Kung Fu Panda instead. So I didn't do anything with it and just sang it to my baby son every night to get him to go to sleep. Success rate, less than 50%. And a few years later, the Town Singers, a professional choir out in California, graciously commissioned this arrangement of it. I'm grateful to them for giving it new life, and I'm especially grateful to Stephen Schwartz, to whom the piece is dedicated. His friendship and invaluable tutelage has meant more to me than I could ever tell him. You will now understand why this is an emotional piece, and especially for these seniors that are leaving, it kind of hits home. me to do that one. I swear, I'm gonna start memorizing these. Cat is next. Singing If They Could See Me Now. And she's like, what? Can they see me? Well, they can see you now.
If they could see me now, that little gang of mine, I'm eating fancy chow and drinking fancy wine. I like those double jobs to see for a fact, the kind of top drawer first rate bums I attract. All I can say is wow, look where I am. Do not have landing pow, right in a pot of jam. What a stand and holy cow, they never believe it if my friends could see me now. If they could see me, see me now. My little dusty group dripsing round this $1 million chicken coop. I hear those thrift shop cats say, brother, get her dropped on a bedspread made of 3 kinds of fur. Wait, all he say is wow. Wait till the riff and rap, see just exactly how he signed his autograph. What a stand and holy cow, they never believe it if my friends could see me now. They could see me now, alone with Mr. B, who's waiting on me like he was with Mater D. I hear my body saying, crazy what gives, looks like she's living life like the other half lives. All I can live is brown, which I have doubt is me. It proves that love is proud, and that's no doubt is me. What a build up, holy cow, they never believe it if my friends could see me now.
Next up will be a pair of juniors, because I found out, Heidi comes to me and says, can Michelle and I sing a thing on the program? And I'm like, well, that was supposed to happen last week. And then I'm informed that Michelle is moving back to Kansas and will be with us next year. So I made an exception and I said, all right, you two can do it. Because I said, oh, you can do it next year, you can do it next year. So they will be doing I Can't Remember to Forget You, and I've got to figure out how this computer thing works. So why don't you girls get up and do what you need to do, and I will figure out the computer. Next up will be our a cappella group, which we just formed this year, and it's not a cappella in the true sense of, beatboxing and all that. It's a group that's just devoted to things that are, to music that is without accompaniment. This has been a rather arduous after Christmas time, because between sports and the spring play and weather and everything else, it was kind of hard to get everybody together at any one time. We had planned to do two things. The second one we just didn't get quite to memory, so we're not going to do it. But we're going to do Road Home. And Road Home, the seniors kind of picked, because we did it a couple years ago in choir. And it's a great piece, which again, I hope speaks to these seniors and that they will always find their way home. The poem that this is set to is basically being able to find a way home, that there is always something pulling you, a voice or something that will always bring you back home. And I hope they will always come back home to support us and so I can make sure and see what they're doing in their lives. So, Road Home, done by Up From the Ashes. They listen. So great. Well, next will be Tyler Buga and Brynn Vayda doing a duet. And I find out, what was it? A half an hour ago? Oh, what we gave you isn't what we're doing. So I don't know whose fault it is. Brynn's going to introduce it, so she will tell us whose fault it is.
music.
I told Mr. Dewar before the concert not to touch my music, but apparently he doesn't listen.
They don't listen as good as they do.
So the song is Distance.
Sun is filling up the room, and I can hear it dreaming. Do you feel the way I do right now? I wish we would just give up, 'cause the best part is falling. Call it anything but love, and I will make sure to keep my distance. Say I love you when you're not listening. And how long can we keep this up? Please don't stand so close to me. I'm having trouble breathing. I'm afraid of what you'll see right now. I'll give you everything I am, all my broken heartbeats, until I know you'll understand. And I will make sure to keep my distance. Say I love you when you're not listening. And how long can we keep this up? And I keep waiting for you to take me. You keep waiting to say what we have, so I'll make sure to keep my distance. Say I love you when you're not listening. And how long can we keep this up? Make sure to keep my distance. Say I love you when you're not listening. How long till we call this love, love, love?
I'll just come down here. Next is James Fixx and Emily Cole, and they will be doing Black Horse and a Cherry Tree.
Okay.
We're singing a bit of a cheerful song, gonna brighten the mood a bit.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Well, my heart knows it better than I know myself, so I'm gonna let it do all the talking.
Came across a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree.
Down to the people by our left, so don't look back, just keep walking.
Big black horse and looked this way, said, Heidi, will you marry me?
But I said no, 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 no. I said no, no, you're not the one for me. No, 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 no. I said no, no, you're not the one for me. My heart hit a problem in the early hours, so I stopped it there for a beat or two.
Couldn't find that it won't forgive me after all these years.
So I sent it to a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree.
Now I won't come back 'cause I'm so happy, and now I got a hole for the world to see.
But I said no, 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 no. I said no, no, you're not the one for me. No, 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 no. I said no, no, you're not the one for me. Yeah.
Big black horse and a cherry tree. I can't quite get that 'cause my heart's forsaken me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big black horse and a cherry tree. I can't quite get that 'cause my heart's forsaken me.
Whoa,
Seniors, come on down. Our next song is Angels Breathing Out. For those of you who might have been with us on a couple of concerts last year, we did this, we took it to contest, and everybody's been after me and said, can we do Angels, can we do Angels, please let me try it, can we do it again? And so anyway, I told the seniors, you need to pick a song to do, because as you can see, there's many of them. We actually have an honorary senior, because Hannes is technically a sophomore, and but he's going back to Germany. He's a junior? Oh, he's technically a junior, so he shouldn't be doing this for another year, but he's going back to Germany. So we won't have him next year. So in the tradition that was started by an exchange student we had a couple of years ago, we invite those exchange students to join the seniors. So they picked Angels Breathing Out, so now the juniors are mad at them because they picked the song that they wanted to do. So maybe they'll get to do it, who knows. But Angels Breathing Out by Bair, a Pennsylvania composer. you wonder what senior letters are, wow, now I gotta get real close. This is something that I did my first year here, and I've continued, because it's something that my high school choir director did for each senior. Wrote them a letter that basically gave an overview of how they saw the year, and then just a personal little paragraph at the end, just to say, this is what you have done, this is how I've seen you grow, this is how it all seems to have come together. For everybody that's standing up here, with the exception of 1, 2, 3, they've been with me since my first day in Oberlin. And then others have joined along the way that have deeply and greatly contributed to this group. So the first person up is Angela. Angela, she wasn't here the first year. She was one that joined us this year, but I had her in the musical 3 years ago, and I said, you need to come back to choir, you need to come back. Oh, I don't know. So finally, after I badgered her enough, I guess she decided she was sick of hearing me badger her. And she joined choir this year. And she has added much to our soprano section, even though we have 2 very alike voices over there. That I always have to say, no, can't be together, no. Which we'll get to in just a second. But Angela, it's been wonderful. You're going to be missed. Bree's one of my 3 years. She's been a staple in the alto section. She's one of the ones that hasn't moved around. There's been a couple that have moved sections here and there. Bree is one of those people that kind of keeps me grounded from time to time. She'll come to me and say, what are you doing? And I'm like, So, you need to have those students every so often that kind of, call you on it and say, that was a little weird, what did you mean? So, Bree is going to be one, and she always comes like after class, and we have these little conversations, and just, we've had some of the strangest but interestingest conversations I can imagine. And I thought she was going to go where I got my master's degree, and then she told me, no, I'm going to go to Toledo. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, she's going to have fun at Toledo, because there's a lot of great people and a lot of great music, and I hope she still sings. And if Angela continues to sing, she told me she's going to, up at Boston. So, Bree, going to miss you. Kat's been one of my 3 years. She started out as an alto. And for those of you who have now heard her sing, or maybe heard her sing in other things before, you're like, she went from down here to way up there to being like one of the top voice sopranos in the group. Her and Angela are not permitted to stand anywhere near one another because they both have very, very bright and forward voices. You put them together, and it's like, well, there's Kat and Angela, and there's the rest of choir. When we did honors choir, they did honors choir together, and they stood next to each other in a group of, what was it, about 150? And the director, within 5 minutes, looked over and separated them. So it isn't just me who thinks this. Kat has been the person that has always given me some reassurance. Like in the beginning, she was one who basically showed me kindness. One of the first people that came up and said, you know what, it's nice having you. And that always has stuck with me. And when I think things are going horribly wrong, I kind of look over into the soprano section. I always get this reassuring smile like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, everything's fine. Again, all of these seniors, and I'll say to each one of them, you're going to be missed. Have fun. Y'all friends, come on down. The 4 guys that you see up here, sorry Hannes, I have to say it about them, but the 4 guys, Dallin, James, Tyler, and Jake, they were my original 4. When I walked through the door on October 10th, 3 years ago, I had 4 guys and they were in. And I quickly found that each one of them is a strong singer, and they made a heck of a quartet. Even though Dallin always complained, I want to sing bass. So he was forced to sing baritone for 2 years. And then finally I said, you know what, we got 13 guys, well 12 when it all started. And I think we can move you to bass. and I thought he was going to do a little dance in my office, I'm not sure. But he didn't. Like it looked as though. See, now you see, Dallin makes me giggle. He's got that sense of humor that literally he will say something, and you're like, da da da. That takes you totally off guard. You think, oh, I can go on with my life. Wait, no, I can't. So, Dallin will definitely be missed, not just his voice, but his personality and everything that he has brought to this group. And it's, hard to watch all of them go, but I know they all have to. So, Dallin, you're going to be missed. Emily Cole. Well, Emily and I, we've had our talks, but believe it or not, she's only been with us 2 years. 2, not 3. It seems like she's been here since day 1, but no, it's only been 2 years. She has stepped up to turn pages for Mrs. Taylor, and as I'm sure you've heard tonight, there's a heck of a lot of piano playing going on, and it's not possible to be able to play with both hands and a foot and be able to turn a page at the same time. And Emily was kind enough to come down and take care of that. On top of it, Emily is another one that will just say, Dewey, you are so weird. What is wrong with you? And I'm like, and again, you gotta have those kids that kind of bring you back down to earth every so often. And she's also one that doesn't let me go on. Like I'll say, oh, well, we'll go on. Can we go back to page 4? We really need to work on this. I'm like, can we come back to it? No. So that is something, she has changed a little bit of that in me because I want to go on and then come back to it later. But Emily doesn't let me, and she's really kind of changed that about me, and we'll see if that sticks. Emily's going to New York City and going to take that year off to go experience life, and I think she picked a heck of a place to go have a life experience. Going to be missed. That's how you get ants, Emily. That's how you get ants. I love Emily. She's one of those that comes up. She gets a lot of my stupid humor. Like, I'll say something, and I've literally watched the blank looks go, and Emily's over there going, and then it's like, then I have to explain, then they get it. But Emily kind of gets the weird goings on that in my mind. Kind of like That's How You Get Ants. That's from a show called Archer, if you haven't seen it. Emily's been with me since the beginning. But this year, she didn't get to. At the beginning of the year, she had a class that she had to take, and then the semester came, and she was supposed to come back, and then she couldn't, and then she just walked into my office and says, can I sing the final concert? And I'm like, it's 4 weeks away. And she goes, if I take the music and learn it this weekend, can I sing it? And I'm like, sure. So what did she do? She took the music, went home, learned it, came back, and she was just pumping it out the next Monday. And I was like, wow, why don't the rest of you do that? We're getting there. But Emily, she's just one of those people you could always, she rarely comes in and was mad about something. Always came in pretty happy about everything. And if not, well, I'd find something to say to her so she wouldn't be grumpy anymore. Because nobody likes a grumpy person, even though I'm grumpy most of the time. So Emily, I'm going to miss you. Hannes, come and see. Hannes, our German exchange student, who happens to be Angela's boyfriend. Now, how did he end up in choir? We'll take 3 guesses. No, actually, it all kind of started because he was helping out with the fall play, and we got to talking, and Angela was saying, well, I don't know, maybe Hannes, can you sing? So we went over to the piano and started playing and realized that, yes, Hannes can sing, and Hannes has a low voice. We would like to have more of those, because low voices, even in high school, sometimes are hard to come by. I was very fortunate to get to know Hannes. He's a very, very, very incredible person. Speaks English better than I do, thank God. And he is, I'm German by descent, and he, told me some different things about Germany, and it's like, yeah, I really should be back there at some point. But he kind of renewed my love of, you know, my ancestry, and has just shown me that, you know, there are people out there that are literally wise beyond their years, and he's one. When are you 16 now? 16. When I was talking to him, I said, "Oh gosh, he's got to be a senior for real." And then I'm like, "Oh no, he's 16." I'm like, "Wow." Yeah, things have happened. So honest, have fun back in Germany. I know your friends are missing you, but I know we'll miss you here too. Jacob, Vayda, where were you on the night of September 1st? It was a cold, dark, rainy night. The knife was already in his back room. Jake, what can I say about Jake? Jake takes my abuse a lot, but Jake elicits the abuse. Yeah, that's in here, by the way. Certain things that he has said, I'm like, what? Really? You know, for those of you who are musically inclined out there, Jake thought that there was a key with 8 flats in it. Yeah, there's only 7. You're allowed to have 7. I said, "Jake, you can't have 8 flats." He said, "Sure you can." I said, "Yeah, you can write it, but it's a key no one will play in, ever." And so I always used to bug him because he was, you know, HL music, high level music in IB, and I say, "Good going, HL." Mm-hmm.
He's the only one in HL, by the way.
Yeah, he's the only one in HL music this year. I think I have 2 or 3 for next year. But beyond that, Jake is another one of those incredible people. He's one of my original 4. He was my second tenor. Dallin was, of course, the baritone, as you know. And Jake never complained. He just took his role and said, "Okay, I'm fine. I don't have to sing high. That's all right. I'll sing harmony with Tyler. That's all right. That's all right." But many times, incredible conversations we've had about life, religion, the world, music. It's another one of those cases of wise beyond their years. And all of these students are just incredibly well beyond their years, which will allow them to really succeed in their next part of their lives. Jake is going to Mount Vernon, and I know he's going to be having fun down there because he's going to minor in music, and they're going to beat the 8 flats right out of him. Yes. Fixx, could you please fix the audio and then come do something? Oh, it's fine? Cool. All right. James is our resident audiophile. He says, no, I said something to him today about, do you have a way to put in a computer? And I said, with an 1/8 inch and an RCA, and he gave me a, like, what antique are you talking about? I'm like, well, you know, us old guys up here, you know, we don't know all that much about, you know, that USB stuff and so forth. But James, another one of my original 4, the second bass in the whole shooting match, which he and Dallin have done wonders with that second bass section. I don't know what we're going to do without them, but you know what? We've got a few back there that are just fine. And they're really stepping up, you know. They're like, yeah, the seniors are gone, but you know, we're up back here and we're going to take care of it too. James is another one that called me to task more than once. Basically, again, saying, what were you doing? What was your thought process in there? And it was always just very even. You know, there was no, you know, like, what are you doing? What were you thinking? He was like, what were you thinking? You know, even in class, he would say something, and it was always like, everybody got it. And I'm like, wow, that was really, really, really deep, and everybody just got it. You know, so whatever James decides to do, he told me philosophy. And I was like, okay, the deep thinking, yeah, we got that. But I think he would be a tremendous leader, and even teaching, because it takes a special person to be able to say something. Everybody gets it the first time. Trust me, not all of us that teach can do that. We sit around and it's like, okay, this, no, and this, no, and this, and then they get it. He seems to be able to get it through the first time. James is going to be missed. You're going to Hope College, all the way up in Michigan. For us Ohio State people, that word's a dirty, dirty word. Mr. Bair, if you're here, you know, then he will back me up on this. It's not Michigan. It's in Michigan. Michigan is just that place up north. One city, but it's still Michigan. Either way, you're going to be missed. Kaylee. Okay, I'm gonna brag. Kaylee, when she used to sing in the alto section as well, and she would put up a. I said, well, Kaylee, I'd really like you to sing second soprano because you have the notes, and I think you'd really like it. Do I have to? And I'm like, well, I'd like you to try it. I'll make you a deal. If you try it for a couple weeks, if you don't like it, come talk to me, and we'll put you back on alto. Well, in a couple of weeks, she came to me and she said, well, it's okay. I guess I'll stay. Now, for her to say that to me this year is a pretty big revelation from the girl I met 3 years ago. Kaylee didn't want to be noticed, I thought, because she came into my office for her little sing-through. She sang about this loud. And she talked about this loud. And over the year, over that first year, she went from this loud to about this loud. Then her junior year, it got a little bit more, and then senior year, it's like she just said, well, I'm busting out of this cocoon, and I'm going to show them who Kaylee is. And she's one of those people, she's just genuinely sweet, genuinely just, anything that she does, you know that there's no fake pretense behind it. She's come in and, she's called me to task once or twice. And, I've told my friends more than once about, I said, I think some of it she did on her own, but I think some of it came out of being in choir with all the kids. Because I think she found some friends in there that helped her say, come on, Kaylee, come on, you can say something. Shh. I wouldn't dream of hearing Kaylee, ever. I love Kaylee. So, on top of all this, Kaylee knew how to bribe me. She would show up late to class, and she would always have baked goods. Good baked goods, I might add. So whatever Mrs. Short was doing across the hall, because I think I gained 5 pounds just getting baked goods. Where are you going off to? I don't know. You never told me. Ursuline College. I don't even know where that is. So she's going to stay local so we can see her. Kaylee, you'll definitely need this. They're both over there. Who won? Who won? Oh my God. Come on. Yeah, but usually that's when they go. Kymaia. Kymaia is my voice of reason. And it's going to be hard not to have that voice of reason because, like I said, many of them have called me to task. She's the one that's over there most days going, you really think that was right? And I'm like, I thought so. And I went with it and I realized, that this is just who Kymaia is. She does it for the betterment of not just me, but for everybody. She's not looking out for herself, she's looking out for everyone. And then I met her mom and I realized where it came from. Because her mom is such a dynamic individual, and I see where Kymaia gets all of those traits. Kymaia not only calls me to task, but she also makes me, I'll walk in, I'll be in the crappiest mood you have ever seen, and she'll walk in and she'll say, you're in a bad mood? And I'm like, yeah, and she's got something to say that just makes it so, oh, well, that isn't so bad. She could always turn it around, it's starting to sound like Mary Tyler Moore's, thing at the beginning, for those of you who remember the 70s, Mary Tyler Moore. And she's another one that gets me, and I think all of these students get me for one reason. Most of them are at least going to continue to do music. I know there's a few that might be like, oh, well, maybe I will if I have time. I know most of them will, and I know Kymaia, if she quits theater and music, I think someone will come and get her and beat her back into the theater. Yeah, the world would probably end if Kymaia stopped acting and singing. Kymaia will be missed. She's going off to OU. Oh yeah. So, Kymaia. the quartet, the first tenor in this whole bunch, if you couldn't tell by the things that he sung tonight. Tyler's another one, had some very interesting conversations with, and just said, you know, you might, it was always the type of conversations of, you might not want to do that. And I'm like, but I was thinking, no, you really don't want to do that. And I'm like, why? He says, just trust me, you don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, the one thing that I have learned from not just them, but from every student that I've been fortunate to have, is that they kind of know what's going to work and what don't. You know, I'm 50 years old, so I'm not really all that knowing about what's going to work and what might not. And they keep me on task. Tyler especially does that with his, no, don't. And I'm like, well, what should I do? Oh, just don't do that. And I was like, okay. So, you know, I've been very fortunate that the students that I have those that tell me, don't do that, we'll try this, well, don't do that, but do this. So I have a great culmination of things. Tyler's also going off to Hope College up in Michigan. So Tyler's going to be doing, what are you majoring in? I forget now. Athletic. Oh yeah, athletic training. Are you going to be a doctor one day? You're going to see Dr. Tyler. He'll be on TV giving us advice. He'll say, don't do that. How think you're going to do that? Somewhere I lost my music. I'll find it. Because we have... I'll go away. So, next up will be Nina Young, singing Not Alone.
Is this working? Is this on? Well, yes. Now I suppose I have to say something. I will also miss all the seniors, but this particular song that I'm singing is dedicated to my close-knit group of friends. Y'all know who you are. I'm not going to name you. But when I came to Oberlin, I was all alone and by myself, and I was very sad. But my friends are the reason why I think I'm happy now and I enjoy my school life. And a couple of them are graduating this year, but they're still going to be with us even though they're gone. I've been alone, surrounded by darkness, and I've seen how heartless the world I still have troubles. I slip and I stumble trying to make sense of things sometimes. Yeah, I look for reasons, but I don't need them. All I need is to look in your eyes. And I realize, baby, I'm not alone, 'cause you're here with me. And nothing's ever gonna take us down, 'cause nothing can keep me from loving you. And you know it's true. It don't matter what'll come to be. Our love is all we need. 'Cause it don't matter what'll come to be. Our love is all we need to make it through.
Well, I think that's number 3 for Emily tonight. Next up will be Kymaia. She will be singing the prayer. You'll probably recognize it the moment you hear it. It was made famous by Celine Dion and also Sarah Brightman, singing with Andrea Bocelli. It was a pretty big thing back in the late 90s, so I'm sure you'll recognize it when you hear it. Did you get my music, Tyler? Who hands off the raisins?
Okay, I guess I'll talk because everyone else has. Hi, first of all. I picked this song. A lot of the reasons is because it's kind of, I feel like, what all parents are feeling like right now, and what a lot of the other people in our class. And it's just been really important to me. It's been really kind of a song that keeps me going, in a sense. And I'm going to be playing with some of my favorite people. This is Shay. He goes to the college. He's graduating this year. He plays the organ at my church, and he's been around for 4 years, and he's been an awesome influence. He's inspired me to keep my music going, and he's just been a really awesome person to have around. And back there, on the drums, way back there, that's Zaire. I met him through Shay, and I'm really excited to be able to spend one more year with you. He has also kind of inspired and encouraged me to continue with music. So that's really important. So yeah. Now I have to grab music. So. Okay.
Our next song is Witness, arranged by Jack Halloran. Jack Halloran, an American composer, spent some time as head of theory composition at Ohio State, where he wrote this arrangement. It was something that he heard in a church that he was going to with a friend and was kind of enthralled with it and decided to write his own arrangement of it. He wrote it as part of 3 American songs. This one, and then an arrangement of Camptown Races, and another one of Nellie Bly. All of them are published. The published arrangements are not the originals, because when we did them at Ohio State, we had the actual copy of the manuscript in Halloran's hand. So I went off and have basically put all 3 of them into Finale, which is a music program, so it looks like printed music. So what we will be doing is not published. Pretty much for those of us who have borrowed a copy of the manuscript from Ohio State, we can then do it with our choir. We've only had this about 3 weeks, so it's still a little rough, but it sounds very good, and I think you'll get the idea of what Halloran was going for. This spiritual witness.
Who'll be a witness for my Lord? Who'll be a witness for my Lord? Who'll be a witness for my Lord? Who will be a witness for my Lord?
Who'll be a witness for my Lord? Who'll be a witness for my Lord? Who'll be a witness for my Lord? Who'll be a witness for my Lord? There was a man of the Pharisees. His name was Nicodemus, and he didn't believe. The same came to Christ by night, wanted to be taught on human side. Nicodemus was a man who desired to know how a man can be born when he is old. Christ told Nicodemus as a friend,
Man, you must be born again.
he said,
You're not mad if you want to be wise. Repent, believe, and be baptized. Then you'll be a witness
then
for
you'll
my
be a
Lord.
witness for my
Be a
Lord.
witness for
You'll
my
be a
Lord.
witness for my
Be a
Lord.
witness for
You'll
my
be a
Lord.
witness.
Soul
Soul is a witness for my Lord.
You read about Samson. From his birth he was the strongest man that ever lived on earth. Way back yonder in ancient times, he killed 10,000 of the Philistines. Then old Samson went a-wandering about. Samson's strength was never found out, till his wife sat upon his knees. She said,
Tell me where your strength lies, if you please.
now Samson's wife, she talked so fair. Old Samson said, cut off of my hair.
Cut it off.
My head just as clean as your hand, and my strength will become like a natural man.
Samson was a witness for my Lord. Samson was a witness for my Lord. Samson was a witness for my Lord. Soul is a witness for my Lord. There's another witness.
Another witness,
Another witness.
another witness,
Another witness.
another witness for my Lord.
My soul is a witness for my Lord.
As we go towards the end of this concert, I would like to recognize this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful pianist, accompanist, collaborating artist, Mrs. Helen Taylor. She taught for millions of years. She taught for many, many, many years and retired, then moved here, and she was asked if she would come and volunteer to play for the choirs at Oberlin. And she said yes. And that was 5 years ago, and she's still doing it today. What we do every day couldn't be done without her expertise behind the piano, both here and at Langston. She is a constant resource. She backs us up when we need it. She gives us things when we don't sometimes, but do really need it. We'll say, oh, well, we don't need it. Yes, we do, and Mrs. Taylor knows better. So, no words can express, I mean, you know, she adds so much to this music program, to the choral department. You know, she is the reason that this group is as good as it is. Because you have to have someone as an expert at the piano to be able to allow the conductor to be able to do what they need to do with the choir. It'd be like putting the band director in the trumpet section and say, go ahead, direct. Same thing. So we're fortunate that Oberlin sees fit that they allow her to come here and to do what she loves to do. Our next song, Let the River Run, written by Carly Simon, written for the movie Working Girl with Harrison Ford, Sigourney Weaver, late 80s film. Some of you might remember it. But I remember this song, and I didn't know there was an arrangement of it until Honors Choir, and it was the final song on Honors Choir. I said, hey, this is a pretty neat piece. I think we need to do it. So we kept it, and how many did Honors Choir, by the way? Yeah. We had the largest contingent that went to Honors Choir. It was an Honors Choir within our athletic conference. And this year was choir, next year will be band, then choir, back and forth. So I said, well, I got a strong group that knows it, so it won't take much. And it didn't take much to learn it, just had to finagle a few things. So our next song will be Let the River Run.
Come to the edge, running on the water, coming to the edge, running on the water, coming to the edge, running on the water, coming to the edge, running on the water, running, 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 coming to the 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 running, 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 running,
So our last song, Old Irish Blessing. It's an arrangement of the typical, may the road rise to meet, may the wind be always at your back. This is a rather old arrangement. We did it when I was in high school, and it was old at that point too. So I think the copyright is 1970, so I guess it really isn't that old because I would have been 6. So, as is tradition, we have a junior that comes down to conduct it. And this year, it is Miss Nina Young.